Hey, what's up, everyone? Chilling. It is October 5th. Supposedly, we're gonna have the preview of Infinity Wars out today, but after the last rumor, I'll see it when it comes out. Then I'll believe it. Pretty much. Okay, this is Marvel and a little bit of DC. Okay, let's start with Marvel's history of villains. As we all know, Marvel doesn't have a good, solid history of having a villain impact, leaving a great, impactful impression. Here's the case Iron Man 1's villain. I'll have to look him up on IDBM or just rewatch the Blu-ray again. Mm. We the only one we actually know of that still is in our head is Loki. Loki was the so-called true villain of Thor. Yes, it it was the what Asgardian guard, but it was controlled by Loki, and he was the semi-main villain of Avengers. Now, that being said, Marvel has did some villains that kind of pissed us off. Iron Man 3. What's his name? The one that looked badass in the trailers. Is no, I forgot his name. But turns out he was an actor portraying a villain because he thought, hey, this was a gig that he was doing. Okay, now getting on the major villain, the most impactful villain so far in the MCU universe, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, will be Thanos. Why? Well, we've seen him a few times. Okay, we really haven't seen him fight or do much, but we've seen him. We heard his voice. We seen how intimidating his presence is alone. So with that said, when Infinity War and the Infinity, I'm calling it out right now. Avengers 4 will be titled the Infinity Gauntlet. That's my prediction right now. I'll get that prediction in a few minutes. But yeah, but in Infinity War and Infinity Gauntlet, we will see Thanos use his very vast intellect, which he has, and his strength and endurance, like we haven't seen a villain in Marvel use so far, even in the sub MCU movies, like I want to say the X-Men, the Wolverines, standalones, the Fantastic Fours, except for the new one. That sucked. That's yeah, this sucked. The standalone Spider-Mans, both with Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfunkel. Yes, those were both good. Now, so going back with Thanos, okay. Uh, uh, the end of Avengers, we see him smile when one of the writers basically said that to challenge the human race is to court death. We all know Thanos is majorly attached and infatuated with Mistress Death. We've seen him again in the Guardians, and, just pretty much intimidating Ronan. And when Ronan had a Power Stone, Thanos didn't quiver. He was like, "Okay, you wanna basically challenge me? Let's see how you deal with the Guardians first, and if you survive, then I'll come down and whoop your ass." Basically. And then we've seen them in Age of Ultron getting the gauntlet. Now, I think the next time we're gonna see him before Infinity War will be at the end of Thor Ragnarok. Hence being because this is where the Tesseract is. This is probably where Hela will give him the Soul Stone. Well, I don't think he'll get the Tesseract. I think Loki's gonna go into the chamber, get the get the Tesseract, and go somewhere else with it. Then present it to Thanos once he learns that Thanos' minions are hot on his ass. Now, as far as other major villains that's gonna leave an impactful impression, if done right, will be the Black Order. Okay, now, of course we know not all 5 members are there. It's Corvus Glaive, his wife Proxima Midnight, Proxima Midnight's brother Black Dwarf, aka called Obsidian, which is the original name for the Black Order, and Ebony Maw. Now, if done right, they leave impactful impression as Thanos will, just not a major one like Thanos when the two movies come back. And yes, I say this time and time before, even though it's coming out a year apart. Uh, Avengers 3 and 4 will take place right after each other, like probably an hour after or minutes after. It's not going to be in the timeline. MCU verse, Infinity War, Ant-Man, Wasp, and what's that? Captain Marvel, and then the fourth one. No, it's gonna be since Captain Marvel takes place in the '90s, which is before Iron Man. So it's gonna be Infinity War, Infinity Gauntlet, and Spider-Man. Where Ant-Man comes in, I think comes in. Ant-Man Wasp actually comes in after Civil War. That leads up to Infinity War a little bit. Probably not, since Ragnarok and Black Panther leads up to it. But if it comes in right around the time of I will want to say probably a little bit after Spider-Man. That's my guess. But now, so again, the trailer will drop. I have no idea. I'm waiting for it, as we all are. And time for DC. So far, I'm not impressed with their DC universe and all. I mean, the whole remake of what DC's doing to me is just, it feels done before, and it was done by Marvel and all. I mean, if DC wanted to have like a good, impactful film and all, they should have done all this when Marvel did it, or a little bit before, a little bit after, not wait 10 years to finally get a Justice League film out and everything, and we don't know the origin stories of some of the characters. I mean, Flash, if you haven't watched the CW's Flash, or on Netflix, you won't know his origin story. Cyborg, if you haven't read the comics or anything, you don't know his origin story. Same thing with Aquaman. You know, um, they're not gonna, as far as I know, feature Green Lantern, which was one of the original members of the Justice League. They're not gonna even probably feature the Martian, no, which is still one of the original members of the Justice League. The only origin story we have that we know so far, and it's been drilled into us time and time and time again, Batman, Superman, and of course now the newest origin story we know now is Wonder Woman. Yeah, DC gonna make a movie like Justice League, like like you're trying to take from Avengers, get the origin stories out first. Okay, we already have Batman, we already have Superman, we already have Wonder Woman. We need one about Cyborg on how he became like 90% robot. We need one about Aquaman and uh how he was introduced or anything like that into the Justice League. We already have a piss poor version of the Green Lantern, which is whole nother video. We need one about the Martian and all. I mean, come on. You're rushing, DC. You're rushing. I I will admit, y'all animated movies are great. But you're rushing. I will admit the Suicide Squad, that movie was good in a way, be- and yes, it was done where all of the backstories actually collided into the actual story of the the movie, but we really didn't know, or we really didn't need a full depth back backstory of every single character. I mean, there's two that we would probably like a standalone film of: Harley Quinn and Deadshot. That's about it. The Pyro Dude, okay, fine, whatever. Killer Croc, okay, fine, whatever. That's about it. Okay. Um, got a little sidetracked for a minute, but yeah. So the only decent DC movie that has came out in the last 10 years, in my opinion, in the last 10 years that really stands out to me is the Chris Nolan Batmans. Those were good. No, as far as the ones now, like I said, animated films are great. No, because it takes from the comics. No, I think again, y'all are rushing way too much. And then, as I've overread rumors that Darkseid's gonna be involved in this one, isn't Darkseid one of like the main bad guys of the Justice League? Why? See, Marvel's doing it right. Marvel went with the origin stories first. No, the only two really single films we didn't get about the origin story, but we got piece by piece throughout the MCU history was Hawkeye, Black Widow, and Nick Fury. That's it. And Marvel has been slowly building up their main bad guy, Thanos. Y'all, okay, let's have all the origins stories in one movie. Let's have the main bad guy of the DC universe as the first villain ever introduced to go ahead and crush the Justice League. See how stupid this is, really? Yeah. But yeah, so this is my thoughts, my opinions on how Marvel and DC totally different when it comes to live action, but also uh, my thoughts and opinions on how Marvel is going to handle um, or how Marvel has handled and their villains so far, and how they're going to handle Thanos. So now, which Thanos will be the top dog, the top main bad guy, and hopefully he's done right. No, I've read some books, some comic books, and it looks like Infinity War will be based out of three comic books: the Thanos Quest, Infinity, and Civil War. Still, so if you agree, disagree, or if you want to leave a comment, go ahead. Um, as uh, Infinity War gets closer, I'll have new videos out and everything. I will be posting a reaction video on when the trailer comes out and all, and also I will post my thoughts on how Thor Ragnarok was and how it was how it should have been and all to my opinion. Okay, so that's about it. I will see y'all next time.